everyone, this is Karen.
Hello everybody, I'm Shane.
Today we're looking at part 2 of Charlie Puth.
Mastering his craft.
And the vocabulary words are producer.
Producer.
Johnny lives next door to a famous record producer.
Ladder.
Ladder.
If I had to choose between the blue one or the black one, I'd go with the ladder.
Entirely.
Entirely.
Rosie feels entirely responsible for the accident.
Couple.
Couple.
The large coffee costs only a couple of dollars more than the medium.
Task.
Task.
It seems like an impossible task, but I know you'll get it done.
Oh, thank you for being so confident in me.
I have faith in you.
Yay.
Okay.
So we're still talking about Charlie Puth.
That's right.
Okay, so it wasn't really until about 2015 that he really got famous, right?
That's right.
He was signed with Atlantic Records and worked on the movie
Fast and the Furious 7. It's the last one with Paul Walker in it.
Oh.
Do you remember?
That was so sad.
It is very sad. So I remember that song. A lot of people sang that song for Paul Walker.
Go ahead. How does that song go?
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
I think everybody knows this song,
I love it. I still listen to this song until today.
It's really a heartwarming song.
It is.
And it's kind of what really put him into fame. Right?
And what's really amazing is that I think he and the producer, they only spent 10 minutes and then they came up with this powerful, powerful musical idea for See You Again.
Yeah, sometimes you just get an idea and it just, it's great. So he has a lot of great music, but he's also a producer.
That's right.
Like he produces music for like Katy Perry. And so that must be difficult being a singer and a producer, but he's talented. So
he wants to share his talent with other artists.
Sure, it seems like he has a lot of talent to spare, so he can definitely help out, and we're all very thankful that he is helping.
I know.
Cool. Now I want to go listen to that song.
Yeah, okay. See you again.
See you again.
Charlie Puth, mastering his craft.
In 2015, Puth signed with Atlantic Records, which invited Puth to pitch ideas for the movie Furious 7. In just 10 minutes, he and producer Justin Franks came up with a simple but powerful musical idea. The song, See You Again, spent 12 weeks atop the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 chart.
Today's lesson is called Charlie Puth, Mastering His Craft. Part 2. Hi everyone, my name is Jeff.
And I'm Mike. And we're learning about Charlie Puth, talented young musician. He had perfect pitch. He was learning the piano at, 4 or 5 years old, making his own CDs in the 6th grade, and then instant success. He became a big pop star. He had a #1 hit with his first record. No.
Most of what you said was
some of the beginning part, true. The success part, no.
The early success part kind of eluded him, okay? He did, at a young age, get a record deal with Ellen DeGeneres, but nothing really came from that, so they parted ways. But hey, did Puth give up? No way. In 2015, Puth signed with Atlantic Records.
Big company.
Big company, which invited Puth to pitch ideas for the movie Furious 7. Furious 7. No, this is one of those Fast and Furious movies where cars crash into cars and boats and buildings and there are explosions and that happens over and over again.
And Vin Diesel tries to act.
And Vin Diesel tries to act, and then they bring on The Rock at some point.
Right.
Ludacris, I believe, is also in.
Right. And Jason Statham, I think he's in there too.
I think he might have made
Anyways,
his way into one of them,
you know these movies, Fast and Furious, cars, action, people love them. They make $1 million. So, or $1 billion probably. So, as a young musician, having your song be part of the movie in the chase scene or the beginning or the end, that's a big deal. So this is an opportunity for him, and he grabbed that opportunity and things went well. In just 10 minutes, he and producer Justin Franks came up with a simple but powerful musical idea. If you think about the music from a movie like the Star Wars theme song or that James Bond theme at the beginning, you know, when it works, it really works well. And apparently their idea came together in literally less time than it takes you to drink a cup of coffee.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
They were waiting
Boom.
for their order there in the McDonald's drive-thru.
Were they?
And
Fast and Furious.
This idea came to them. It just took them 10 minutes, and then they ate the McDonald's.
Really?
Quickly and with a lot of fury.
Is that true?
No, I'm just joking. Anyways, here, 10 minutes though. Hey, that's a short period of time to come up with a great idea. By the way, here, we've got the word producer. When we're talking about a movie, usually a producer is the person who puts that movie together. They've got the money. They hire people. They fire people. Now, are they on set calling action and cut? No, that's what the director would be doing. But the producer would be one step behind there, hiring and firing directors and doing other stuff like that. Now, in the music business, a producer is slightly different. Usually, a producer in the music business will put together the bits and pieces of a song to finish that song, to kind of polish it into a hit, let's say. For example, Johnny lives next door to a famous record producer, Rick Rubin.
Oh, that's, wow, you must live in the hills of Malibu. But yeah, if you have ever seen a musician making a record, right, they're usually in that room with all the instruments, and there's the glass window and that big board with all the switches. The producer's usually sitting behind that board, maybe giving ideas about the song, but certainly making sure the recording sounds good. So anyways, they were working together, this artist and the producer. Many of them have very good collaborations or working relationships. And what did they come up with? The song, See You Again, spent 12 weeks atop the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 chart. These are the 100 most popular songs in the country, and it spent 12 weeks atop that chart, telling us that it was the #1 song. If you're atop something, you're on top. If you're on top of the charts, you're at #1. Doing that for 1 week would make your career. Doing it for 12 weeks? 12 weeks? 3 months? That's almost unheard of, or very unusual.
The idea took 10 minutes to come up with, and then what came out of it spent 12 weeks at #1. That is pretty cool.
That's a quarter of the year at #1 with one song.
All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a short break, but don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们在第一天的课文读到 Charlie Puth 有被美国脱口秀主持人艾伦·迪珍妮签到自己的个人唱片公司，不过他并没有因此而大获成功。Charles 老师在开场的时候用到 elude 这个字。E-L-U-D-E, elude 表示逃避、躲避。当我们说 success eluded him， 字面意思是成功、成就躲避了他、闪避了他，那就表示他没能成功嘛，他没有办法达到成就。好，那么课文写到说，在2015年 Charlie Puth 跟大西洋唱片签约，那么这间唱片公司就邀请他来为电影《玩命关头7》来竭力游说点子。那么短短10分钟，他就跟制作人 Justin Franks 提出一个简洁有力的音乐想法，然后后来推出这个 See You Again 这首歌，就在美国告示牌100大单曲排行榜上面蝉联12周的冠军诶。Mike 老师说，哇，蝉联12周的冠军，这几乎是前所未闻的。好，老师用到 unheard of， U-N-H-E-A-R-D 连字号 O-F，unheard of 就可以用来形容前所未闻的。好，那么单字 producer 它是指制作人，制作人常常会跟艺人有良好的合作关系。那老师在解释单字时，就是用到 collaboration 来表达合作。这个字是拼作 C-O-L-L-A-B-O-R-A-T-I-O-N collaboration。好，另外补充一下， 文中有用到 pitch ideas for something， 这是表达说为某事来竭力游说点子。其中这个 pitch 当动词，它本来有投啊、抛、直球的意思，在这边它是指竭力的劝说、强力的推销。接跑课文中。
Charlie Puth, mastering his craft.
Since then, Puth has released 2 solo albums, 9-Track Mind and Voice Notes, the latter of which was produced almost entirely by Puth himself. In 2019, Puth put out 3 singles, I Warned Myself, Mother, and Cheating on You. He followed this up in 2020 with Girlfriend. With several hits under his belt and a 3rd album on the way, Puth is keen to share his talents and success. He hopes to become a top producer, making hits not only for himself, but also for other singers. He's off to a solid start, producing Liam Payne's Bedroom Floor and Katy Perry's Harley's in Hawaii, to name a couple.
Okay, moving right along. Since spending 12 weeks atop the Billboard Hot 100 there in the United States, since then, Puth has released 2 solo albums, 9-Track Mind and Voice Notes, the latter of which was produced almost entirely by Puth himself. So, wow. Didn't even need Rick Rubin or anyone like that at all. He almost did it himself.
Well, there you go. So that gives us an idea that he's feeling very confident in his skills and his abilities as a musician, as a songwriter, as a guy who can
crafting
make
musical
hits.
gems.
That's right. But that was the latter of those 2 albums. When we use this adjective latter, we're talking about the last in a list or a group. Usually with 2, maybe with 3, but not much more than that. But basically if you said, yeah, I went out to a movie and then I went to the beach, I enjoyed the latter much more. That's giving us the idea that going to the beach was the one that I enjoyed more. The former would be the first one in the list of 2. The latter would be the last one, or the second of the 2. So, the latter of which, Voice Notes, was produced by Puth, because it's the second one. For example, if I had to choose between the blue one or the black one, I'd go with the latter. The black one.
I would go with the former,
the blue one. Oh, okay.
I like blue.
All right.
Anyways, we also have the word entirely to talk about. Entirely means totally, completely. That's all there is to it. Puth wanted to produce this himself. He had very little help. He did most everything by himself, or he worked pretty much entirely alone while making this particular album.
So not even one song was produced by someone else?
Rick Rubin was not allowed in that studio.
Amazing.
Anyways, for example, Rosie feels entirely responsible for the accident. She thinks it's totally her fault.
100%. And recently, you're asking about recently? Well, we'll tell you about recently. In 2019, Puth put out 3 singles, I Warned Myself, Mother, and Cheating on You.
Ooh.
Those were the 3 big hit songs from 2019. And then he followed this up in 2020. Oh, that's right, coronavirus hasn't kept him down. He's not just sitting at home playing video games and ordering toilet paper on Amazon. No, he followed this up in 2020 with Girlfriend.
Cheating on You.
It's a song, not you didn't get a girlfriend.
Cheating on You and then Girlfriend.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, maybe
his love life is kind of weird.
But
anyways,
he did warn himself.
He did warn himself, yeah. And his mother might have had something to do with that as well.
She's so disappointed.
Anyways, with several hits under his belt and a 3rd album on the way, Puth is keen to share his talents and success. Okay, he's crafting those musical gems one after another, and he hopes to become a top producer, making hits not only for himself, but also for other singers.
Interesting. This shows you that he's, really into the music. Of course, he probably likes being famous or playing concerts, but being in the studio, crafting music as a chef makes wonderful dishes or a writer writes wonderful works, just doing the work. That's what he really enjoys doing. So producing songs and albums for other artists and singers. Very interesting. Good for him. All right, let's move on. See what it says next. He's off to a solid start in his production career as a producer, producing Liam Payne from One Direction's Liam Payne's Bedroom Floor and, Katy Perry's Harley's in Hawaii.
Who's that?
Katy Perry. Katy Perry.
The Dancing Shark Girl?
Yeah, the Dancing Shark Girl, who's been in pop music a lot longer than Charlie Puth, but she's coming to him for help and good ideas. To name a couple, these are just a couple. We'll give you that whole sentence. He's off to a solid start, producing Liam Payne's Bedroom Floor and Katy Perry's Harley's in Hawaii, to name a couple. A couple is two, right? There's a couple.
Two.
You have a couple of shoes, a couple of socks, a couple of hands. If you're out there with your partner, you're a couple. You're two together. They match. They're a unit. There's a connection there. A large coffee costs only a couple of dollars more than the medium. A couple of dollars. $2. And also, when we say in that sentence, to name a couple, we're giving you the idea that he's actually produced other songs for maybe other artists, maybe not so well known.
And we're just naming two.
But here's just two little examples. Big artists, though. Wow. Yeah.
All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a break. But don't go away. When we come back, we'll be wrapping up our article on Charlie Puth.
在《See You Again》这首歌大获成功之后 ，Charlie Puth 发行了2张个人专辑，分别是 Nine Track Mind 天马行空，还有 Voice Note 深情记事。那么后者，也就是 Voice Note 这张专辑呢，几乎完全是由 Charlie Puth 自己制作的。那么后来他又陆陆续续推出几支单曲。先来看3个单字。Latter 这个字可以用来形容后半的、后者的。我们常常会用在讲2个东西的时候，会用 the latter 来表示2者之中的后者。那么 the former 则是表达2者之间的前者。好，下一个单字 entirely 是副词，表示完全的、全部的。那么 couple 在这边当名词，是指几个或是2、3个。那么课文接着写到说Charlie Puth 有好几首畅销曲，并且即将发行第3专辑。他很想要分享自己的才华和成功，希望成为一名顶尖制作人，不仅替自己，也替其他歌手来制作畅销曲。好，这边有4个重点。第一个 have something under one's belt 或者是 with something under one's belt 是指某人已经完成或是取得某一项的成就经历等等。其中的名词 belt 原本是指腰带、皮带，那 under one's belt 在这边就有拥有、掌握的意思，像是拥有什么样的成就、经验等等。好，例如 The writer has several bestsellers under her belt。那位作家拥有好几本畅销书。好，第2个重点 on the way 可以表达在途中或是即将到来的意思。例如 The band's next album is on the way 那个乐团即将推出下一张专辑。第3个重点 be keen to 加原形动词是表达非常想怎么样，那么 keen 是当形容词来形容渴望的、热切的。例如Vicky is keen to start her new job. Vicky 热切想要开始她的新工作。第4个重点 not only 什么什么 but also 什么什么是配对连接词，要用来连接词性相同的字词去表达不仅怎么样而且怎么样。例如 Brad not only directed the film but also starred in it. Brad 不仅执导那一部电影，而且还在电影里面担任主演。好，接回到课文中。
Charlie Puth, mastering his craft.
Will he be able to balance a career as both a pop star and producer? With his talent and experience creating pop hits, there's no one better prepared for the task.
Being a pop star, that's tough. Being a top flight producer, that's also tough. So will Charlie Puth, will he be able to balance a career as both a pop star and producer? Time will tell.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing to do. A few people have done it. Pharrell Williams, a good example there.
Sure.
Had the big hit Happy, but also a talented pop star, a talented producer, but not many can. But with his talent and experience creating pop hits, there's no one better prepared for the task, or at least no one in the younger generation better prepared for the task. He's up to it. He can do it. We believe in him, but most importantly, he believes in himself, and it will be a challenging task for anyone.
There you go. By the way, a task is a job. It's a piece of work that you have to do. So there's something that he's got to do here, and he's prepared for it. He's prepared for this task of being both a great producer and a hit-making machine. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at an example sentence for the word task. It seems like an impossible task, but I know you'll get it done. It's going to be a lot of hard work, but hey, we know that you can do it. Now, that's it for our article. Let's go ahead and ask and answer the what do you think question. Jeff. Yes? What do you think makes Charlie Puth a popular singer? Well, what do I think? I think the reason people like him is that he's so unbelievably talented and also really good at crafting catchy pop songs. Now, he also is a fantastic producer, so hey, that can't hurt him in the whole popularity department. Anyways, that's it for our lesson, and it's time for us to say bye-bye, ta-ta, see you next time.
要成为受欢迎的流行歌手不容易，那么要成为顶尖制作人更不容易。Charlie Puth 能在流行乐歌星和制作人的职涯中取得平衡吗？我相信他其实可以做到的，毕竟他总是能创作出一首接一首朗朗上口的热门歌曲。以他的天分和创作流行畅销曲的经验，没有人比他准备的更好、更充分，能够迎接这么有挑战性的工作了。好，单字 task 是指任务或是工作。那我们最后来补充几个老师们有用到的字哦。Top flight。T-O-P-F-L-I-G-H-T Top flight 意思就跟 excellent 差不多，来表达一流的或是优秀的。那么 challenging 它表示有挑战性的，也就是把 challenge 挑战这个字去一加 ing 变成 challenging。还有 catchy C-A-T-C-H-Y catchy 可以用来形容曲调或是歌曲等等，它是朗朗上口的。那么 popularity 就是 popular 后面加上 I-T-Y 变成这个名词， popularity 可以表达人气或是受欢迎的程度。好，以上是这节课程讲解，谢谢同学们收看，我们下次见喽，拜拜。
See you next time.